Former First Lady Laura Bush, we talked about something she has been consumed with since 2001, plus a little bit about 2016. It's a big event, but this is not a sort of a drive-by event for you. You've been steeped in this going way back. In fact, you had the November 2001 radio address when you spoke about Afghanistan.
That's right. I did the radio address then in 2001, shortly after September 11th, because I wanted people in the United States to know the way women and children in Afghanistan were treated by the Taliban.
Well, you use a term like marginalized. In reading the book, I mean, that's a very polite word. I mean,
even worse.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're treated like dogs and stoned if they don't follow the rules. I mean, it's just incredible what the women went through.
Really incredible, really terrible. You know, had their fingernails pulled out if they wore fingernail polish, or laughed out loud. They were brutalized. It was really unbelievable. And the fact is, when people like the Taliban treat women like that, they usually treat men like that as well. That women's rights are not that different from the rights of men, and it's really important for all governments to treat men and women with equal rights, and not with that kind of brutal government.
In the book, one person writing in the book, and it's a collection of stories, talks about how she doesn't want the United States to leave. And you know, things are not perfect there, and the Taliban's still there, but they don't want the United States to leave, or at least not abruptly.
That's right, and I'm heartened that President Obama has chosen to keep our troops in Afghanistan for some number of years. The Afghans know we won't be there forever, and I'm sure they don't want us there forever. But it really is important to have that kind of security, a space of security that our troops provide while they try to rebuild their country.
Okay, 2016, you got a thought about it? What's your reflection on 2016, the election?
Well, our candidate, sadly, has already dropped out. George and I came out of political privacy, which is what we've been in. As you well know, George doesn't want to comment really on policy because he thinks it's important for him to give the president the kind of space that he needs. But we did come out to support Jeb. We're sorry that he's not still in the race, because we think he'd make a great president.
Would you say the race is calm or rock and roll?
I'd say the race is rock and roll for sure.
Indeed it is. And how's President Bush 43?
He's doing great. President Bush 43 is great. President Bush 41.
That was going to be my next question.
Is doing very well too. And Barbara Bush, they're both doing great.
I think we see them more out and about than we see you and President Bush 43.
I mean, we are out and about all the time, but I think you do see them, and I'm so glad that they're both doing so well. They're 90 and 91.
You'll probably get in trouble for saying that.
Exactly. Barr doesn't want anyone to know. She's probably proud she made it this far. But I think they're really teaching us how to age with grace. My mother-in-law, Barr, walks her dogs on the beach every day in Maine. And I know she is thinking, you know, how many more chances does she have to walk her dogs on the beach? So she wants to take advantage of life as it is. And I admire that about them, and I think it's a good lesson for all of us.
Probably what people may not know about that First Lady, Barbara Bush First Lady, is that she loves baseball, because I once sat behind her and she was doing the box score. She was keeping the track of everything.
Exactly.
I was stunned that she was such a baseball...
Well, he was playing baseball, President Bush was, when they married, when he was a sophomore in college. Yale went to the College World Series when he was a baseball player for him, so she learned to score baseball like that as a newlywed.
Well, we miss you in Washington.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And it's wonderful what you're doing for these Afghan women and women around the world, especially on this day.
Great. Thank you so much, Greta, for joining us here at the Bush Library.
And you can see more of my conversation with former First Lady Laura Bush and her fight for both women in Afghanistan and women all around the world. It'll go up on GretaWire.com, and I'll also post on my Facebook page. So go like my page on Facebook so you don't miss it.